Number 1. Copy factory ahead of its time. Today, China is likened to the strangest shopping paradise in the world, where all limits of copying, creativity, and technology converge. Here, you can buy a Chanel bag, a pair of Nikes, or a Chinese version iPhone for the price of just a dinner. Many stores even allow customers to choose custom logos, Gucci, Dior, or LV, ready in just a few hours. Shenzhen and Yiwu are two centers of this vast counterfeit empire. Yiwu, dubbed the world's market, spans dozens of hectares, where merchants from over 150 countries come to source goods. According to statistics, out of every 10 souvenirs sold in Africa or South America, at least 6 originate from there. However, what makes China special isn't its ability to copy, but how it turns that into a culture. Replicas of the Eiffel Tower, Tower Bridge, or miniature Venice not only attract tourists, but also serve the purpose of localizing the Western experience. For the Chinese, copying isn't cheating, it's recreating the world in their own way. What's remarkable is that while many countries are still debating cashless payments, China has entered the era of a biometric society. In Beijing or Shanghai, you can pay with your face, hand, or even your voice. Some public restrooms even require facial scans to get paper to avoid waste. Technology is creeping into every nook and cranny. Coffee-serving robots, automated patrol police, and even virtual teachers in classrooms have emerged. Self-driving cars are every place in Beijing, while in Guangzhou, the Xpeng X2 flying car successfully took off in public tests in 2024. Even the park benches are no longer quiet. They have wireless charging, heart rate monitoring, and an alarm that goes off when an elderly person falls. China is not just a strange shopping destination. It's where the future is being openly sold, day by day, right in the middle of everyday life. If you want to see it for yourself, come to China once. If you've been there before, comment with the number 1 and let us know if these things are true. Number 2. 4 inventions that made the world bow down. China is considered one of the most sustainable cradles of civilization in human history, with over 5,000 years of continuous development. From the Han and Tang dynasties to the Ming, this country not only dominated the East, but also shaped the scientific thinking of all mankind through the 4 great inventions: paper, gunpowder, the compass, and printing. Gunpowder was discovered accidentally when Taoist monks tried to concoct an elixir of immortality using charcoal, sulfur, and saltpeter. That mixture exploded and ushered in the era of weapons technology. Initially, the Chinese only used it to shoot fireworks during ceremonies, but soon they created bamboo bombs, the first weapon in history to cause terror on the battlefield. The compass originated from the ancient Chinese observing the Earth's magnetism. From a compass tool in Feng Shui, it quickly became the Eye of God for sea voyages. Thanks to the compass, Chinese merchant ships were able to navigate the monsoon winds and reach the East African coast centuries before Columbus. Paper was invented in 105 AD during the Han Dynasty, when Kai Lun created a new material from tree bark, rags, and old fishing nets. It replaced wood and silk, allowing knowledge to be preserved and spread more quickly. Hundreds of years later, woodblock printing and movable type continued to bring knowledge to all levels of society, with the Diamond Sutra printed in 868, centuries earlier than in Europe. And finally, there's porcelain, the white gold aus of the East. The Chinese refined clay and glaze at extremely high temperatures to create products that were so smooth, durable, and translucent that Asia and Europe marveled at them. From the 15th century, Portuguese and Arab caravans competed to bring Chinese silk to the West, transforming it into a symbol of global luxury. Even today, the word China remains a living testament to that enduring legacy. Number 3. The truth behind the perfect beauty of Chinese women. Chinese women have always been considered the embodiment of Eastern beauty, with their elegance, gentleness, and yet captivating charm. They have small faces, white skin, almond-shaped eyes, and a graceful gait. That beauty is not just physical, but also the discipline in self-care, considered a way of life. They pay special attention to their feet, considered the part of the body that best expresses femininity. In large spas, the oxygenated foot care service combines traditional massage techniques with an essential oil steamer, creating a feeling of relaxation and improving circulation. Some beauty centers even offer foot care treatments using nanogold and Sichuan herbal essence, attracting the wealthy and influencers. However, if we go back in time, the legs were once a symbol of pain. The custom of foot binding lasted for over a millennium, turning millions of women into victims of the notion that the smaller, the more beautiful. Feet only 7 to 10 centimeters long were considered aristocratic, while pain and disability became the social norm. By the early 20th century, the women's reform movement officially abolished this custom. Just like legs, fair skin is still a symbol of status and beauty. Many Chinese women today still maintain the habit of covering their entire bodies, using sunscreen, masks, and high-end whitening products. China's beauty industry is currently worth over 500 billion yuan, with whitening products accounting for nearly 40% of revenue. In love, they often look for an educated man with a stable financial situation and who knows how to care. In a country with tens of millions of men, many times the number of women, it's not just an emotional choice, but also facing fierce romantic competition. If you want to increase your chances of successfully connecting with Chinese women in this competition, comment with the number 3, and we'll reveal the secret to you. Number 4. What is absurd abroad is normal in China. In vibrant cities like Beijing, Guangzhou, and Shanghai, supercar night markets are becoming a unique cultural phenomenon. As night falls, Porsches, BMWs, and Hondas are transformed into mobile coffee shops, adorned with LED lights, playing live music, and selling a variety of snacks. Many young people live stream on Douyin to serve customers while also promoting their personal brand. Some local governments even encourage this model as a way to revitalize sidewalks and boost nighttime consumption rather than banning it as in the West. Along with the modern lifestyle comes an almost absolute digital payment system. Over 90% of transactions in major cities are made using WeChat Pay or Alipay. You'll see that from entrepreneurs to street vendors and even beggars, everyone has their own QR code to receive money. In one case, a street performer in Guangzhou became an internet sensation after his QR code went viral on Douyin, leading to donations from thousands of people across Europe. In China, scanning codes has completely replaced cash, creating a digital economic ecosystem that encompasses all social strata. Not only technology, but also law reflects a very unique social mindset. Since 2013, China has been the only country with a law requiring children to visit their elderly parents. The goal is to protect the elderly in the context of a rapidly aging population. While difficult to enforce, this law shows how China is combining Confucian tradition with modern management, viewing filial piety not just as a virtue, but as a legal responsibility. In a country that is both conservative and pioneering, the line between strange and reasonable is sometimes only a law away. Number 5. Mysterious customs that only the Chinese understand. In southeastern China, the tea-making ceremony was once considered the purest ritual. Only unmarried young women wearing white ao moa juok fep hai tra bang mieng je bao tuan lin ki kua la tra. According to some scholars, this ritual originated during the Tang dynasty, when tea was considered an offering to the gods. Although diminished, many tea festivals in Fujian and Zhejiang still recreate this ritual, attracting tourists. Famous teas like Dahong Pao and Tie Guanyin can cost tens of thousands of dollars due to their rare flavors and historical significance. Further southwest, in the villages of the Tujia, Yi, and Zhuang ethnic groups, you'll encounter a ritual that surprises many Westerners, the crying before marriage ceremony. The bride cried for 10 days straight. Then her mother, sisters, and brothers all joined in, turning the small house into a sad symphony of tears. This custom, originating over 2,000 years ago, reflects Eastern philosophy regarding filial piety and gratitude. Today, many villages still organize this ritual as a folk art performance, accompanied by traditional musical instruments, turning tears into moving melodies. In Hunan and Hubei, however, the wedding atmosphere is completely different. Laughter, teasing, and playful hits for the groom. Each stroke symbolizes a blessing, and the harder the hit, the luckier you are. Participants even received red envelopes with bonus money for good shots. According to anthropologists, this is a form of spiritual cleansing, similar to the Ash Wednesday ceremony in European culture. In the remote Tibetan mountains, there is a custom that stuns visitors. Women are only considered eligible for marriage if they have experience with 20 men. Each person leaves a small memento, like a mark proving their maturity, Although this custom is gradually disappearing today, it still reflects an ancient concept of maturity linked to experience, something that many modern cultures still debate. Number 6. Forbidden zones on the map of China. China may open its doors to hundreds of millions of tourists each year, but there are still areas that are almost off the map, where even Chinese citizens find it difficult to access. One of them is Beijing Military City, a mysterious military facility located near Qinglonghu Lake, just over 30 kilometers from the capital. With an area of over 1,500 acres, 10 times the size of the US Pentagon, the complex is believed to be the new wartime command center, hidden kilometers deep underground with a network of nuclear bunkers. Hundreds of cranes and construction teams worked day and night, but the government remained completely silent, making it the most mysterious underground city in China. Further west, in the Sertar Mountains of Sichuan Province, Laronggar, the world's largest Buddhist center, remains a sacred but forbidden land. Tens of thousands of monks once lived among the red wooden houses that lined the mountainside. Today, the area is strictly controlled, and only a few local people are allowed in with special permits, due to concerns about uncontrolled religious activities. Also in Sichuan, the 26-kilometer-long and 2,600-meter-deep Dadu Gorge, Jinko Grand Canyon, is likened to a Lhasa crack in the earth. When the clouds descend, the scene is like a painting, but absolutely devoid of foreign tourists because it's near a military zone and a dangerous geological area. Another forbidden area located to the east is the tomb of Qin Shi Huang. Although the Terracotta Army has been excavated, the underground palace complex remains sealed due to extremely high mercury levels and the risk of damaging the relics. Archaeologists believe that inside is a subterranean version of the Qin capital, a world buried for thousands of years. Aksai Chin, the high plateau disputed with India, and Lop Nur, the site of nuclear weapons testing, are two areas absolutely off-limits to foreigners. Recent satellite imagery shows China is still expanding infrastructure around Lop Nur, raising suspicions that the area continues to serve secret military purposes. Number 7. The SuperCity race challenges the world. Beijing is not only the political capital, but also a living museum of over 3,000 years of Chinese history. This was once the capital of 6 dynasties, from Yuan to Qing, and currently has 8 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, a record number among world capitals. Beside the Forbidden City and the enormous Tiananmen Square, the city also conceals a network of underground tunnels hundreds of kilometers long, built during the Cold War. Today, many sections have been opened for tourists to explore as an underground city. With nearly 900 km of subway lines, Beijing is a symbol of the balance between heritage and technological innovation. Shanghai is a mirror reflecting China's modern ambitions. In 70 years, the population here has increased 6-fold, and the city's skyline is now filled with giant glass towers. The Bund, a road along the Huangpu River, is where the colonial past meets the modern, while the 632-meter-tall Shanghai Tower embodies the aspiration to reach global heights. Few people know that every night, over 200 buildings in the Lujiazui area simultaneously put on a light show, creating a visual feast that can be seen from space. Guangzhou still maintains its role as the country's commercial gateway. Over 2,000 years ago, this was the starting point of the Maritime Silk Road. Today, it's the site of the largest export fair on the planet. Dim sum cuisine and Cantonese culture have spread globally, transforming Guangzhou breakfast into a signature travel experience. Shenzhen symbolizes the Chinese miracle. From a small fishing village in just 4 decades, it has become a creative hub with over 13 million residents. This is the testing ground for all future trends, from electric vehicles and AI to service robots. Some supermarkets in Shenzhen are now fully operated by robots, without the need for human employees. And in the West, Chongqing, the 8D city, overwhelms visitors with its multi-layered roads, trains running through buildings, and the brightly lit Yangtze River at night. This is also one of the rare cities in the world where you can drive up to the 30th floor and still be on the ground floor of a different area. Number 8. The strictest control system on the planet. While the world is moving toward freedom of speech, China is going in the opposite direction, a nation operating on the philosophy of control to maintain order. The internet here is behind the world's largest digital firewall, where all content is carefully filtered before appearing on people's screens. Familiar names like Google, YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook simply don't exist. Even TikTok, a global symbol of China, is banned domestically, and people can only use Douyin, a version specifically designed to control viewing time and content. China has created its own parallel ecosystem. WeChat is a social network, messaging app, and digital wallet all rolled into one. Baidu serves the function of Google, while Youku and IQIYI have become the local Netflix. Each platform adheres to strict censorship laws. Even new AI models like DeepSeek are designed to respond within government-approved limits. From cyberspace, control spreads into life. The one-child policy was once a powerful tool for controlling population, but as the population ages and the workforce declines, the government is now having to encourage childbirth through financial rewards, housing assistance, and even bonuses for having a third child. The entire entertainment industry also has to pass censorship. Only a few dozen foreign films are allowed to be shown each year. The film Spider-Man: No Way Home had all scenes featuring the Statue of Liberty cut, while Bohemian Rhapsody had all details about homosexuality removed. And Chinese films are required to convey national spirit and social morality. In public spaces, over 500 million cameras and thousands of facial recognition stations operate 24/7. This system links to the civil database, allowing for the detection of violators in just a few seconds. Number 9. Beautiful places that captivate tourists. In the heart of Hunan Province, Zhangjiajie is one of the natural wonders that amazes the entire world. Over 3,000 sandstone pillars, some reaching up to 400 meters, rise straight up amidst a sea of clouds, creating a scene that has been compared to the real Pandora from Avatar. Many scientists also consider this a unique geological heritage, where you can observe the Earth's tectonic processes over 380 million years in a single frame. Every morning, mist weaves between the cliffs, making the entire mountain range appear to be floating in the air. But it's not just nature that Zhangjiajie captivates visitors with. It also conquers them with its bold constructions. The 430-meter-long, 300-meter-high glass bridge allows visitors to walk in the air and see through the depths of hundreds of meters. The bridge had to be temporarily closed just days after opening because the number of visitors was too high, exceeding its design capacity. Additionally, the Bailong elevator, 326 meters high, carries thousands of tourists to the top of the mountain in just 2 minutes each day, and is recognized as the world's tallest outdoor elevator. Leaving Hunan, the journey leads to Jiuzhaigu in Sichuan, known as Paradise on Earth. Over 100 lakes here change color with the seasons and light, creating an ethereal scene like a crystal painting. Five Flower Lake is most famous for its crystal-clear water, which reflects the sky and the trees. When autumn arrives, the Nuo Ri Lang waterfall cascades down amidst the fiery red maple forest, creating a scene that visitors describe as breathtakingly beautiful. Further south, the Yuanyang rice terraces are where humans and nature have jointly created a miracle. The Han people skillfully created over 3,000 interconnected terraces along the mountainside over 1,300 years. In spring, the flooded rice fields reflect the blue sky. In autumn, they turn a brilliant gold, and in winter, they are covered in silver frost that shimmers like a mirror. That's why UNESCO calls Yuanyang a visual symphony of humanity and nature. Proof that sometimes, the greatest art is how humans live in harmony with the heavens and earth. Number 10. The Empire of Tea Leaves. China is considered the heart of the tea world. With over 40% of global production, this country is both the largest producer and consumer on the planet. In 2023, the tea industry's revenue exceeded 320 billion yuan, equivalent to 40 billion USD, creating jobs for over 10 million rural residents. Famous tea-growing regions such as Fujian, Yunnan, Zhejiang, and Hunan are known as the Four Green Gems of China. Among them, Fujian not only produces oolong tea, but is also the birthplace of the premium white tea Baihao Yinzhen, which was once selected as a royal tribute. The secret of Chinese tea lies in the terrain and climate. From the slopes of Wuyi Mountain to the Yunnan Plateau, tea fields are located at altitudes ranging from 800 to 2,000 meters, where mist swirls and the mineral-rich red soil thrives. The tea leaves here are rich with the aroma of mountains and mist, creating a distinctive, lingering sweetness that cannot be replicated anywhere else. Some ancient tea trees in Yunnan have been identified as being over 1,000 years old and are classified as national heritage trees. Beyond cuisine, tea is also a form of luxury investment. Pu'er tea is collected like vintage wine. The older it is, the higher the price. A tea cake produced in 1950 was once sold for over 1.2 million USD. Investors even set up a tea asset fund in Hong Kong, where antique tea is traded like stocks. From a cultural perspective, tea is a symbol of purity and patience, truly reflecting the Eastern spirit. From the mouth-picked tea girl ceremony in Fujian to the art of gongfu tea brewing in Guangdong, each region has its own unique flavor, but they all share the philosophy of harmony between humans and nature. Today, tea has become China's soft diplomatic language. World leaders visiting Beijing are often offered a cup of longjing or pu'er tea. With tea, China is not just selling flavor, but also exporting culture. Number 11. Unique Chinese heritage. Mandarin Chinese, the official language of China, is not only a tool for communication, but also a living memory of a civilization over 3,000 years old. According to the U.S. Foreign Service Institute, FSI, it takes an average of 2,200 continuous hours of study, equivalent to nearly 4 years, for an English speaker to become fluent. This puts Chinese in the group of most difficult on the planet, along with Arabic, Japanese, and Korean. The special thing about Chinese lies in its tones. A single syllable can completely change the meaning just because of the pitch of the voice. The sound ma is a classic example, just a slight tone error, and mother becomes horse or scolding. For learners, this is the biggest challenge, but also what gives this language its musical subtlety. Chinese doesn't use an alphabet, but relies on the system of Chinese characters, Hanzi. Each character is a drawing with its own message. Ri represents the sun, Mu represents trees. Learners need to memorize thousands of characters for basic reading and writing. Surprisingly, this writing system has remained virtually unchanged for 3 millennia, from the Shang dynasty to the present day, a rarity in human history. This language also contains a vast array of homophones. With only 400 basic syllables, there are over 50,000 words. Therefore, Chinese people often have to speak slowly, combining gestures and eye contact to avoid misunderstandings. Neuroscientists have also discovered that Chinese activates both hemispheres of the brain simultaneously, as speakers must process both character images and control tones, something most other languages do not have. Conversely, the grammar of Chinese is extremely minimalist. It doesn't have tenses, doesn't distinguish between genders or plurals, and verbs don't conjugate. The sentences I eat, I ate, or I will eat only differ in the addition of time words. This very logic leads many to believe that Chinese is the most minimalist yet sophisticated language in Asia. Today, Chinese is the language of 1.4 billion people and Beijing's most powerful tool of soft diplomacy. Number 12. A treasure trove of Chinese cuisine. In the vast culinary treasure trove of China, beggar's chicken is a dish that is both rustic and steeped in legend. Legend has it that a beggar in Zhejiang stole a chicken, wrapped it in lotus leaves, covered it with clay, and baked it in charcoal to hide it. When the dry soil cracks, the aroma spreads throughout the village. People were curious, tasted it, and discovered the sweet, melt-in-your-mouth flavor of the meat. Today, this dish is served in high-end restaurants in Hangzhou, sometimes wrapped in longjing tea-infused clay to enhance the flavor. In contrast to that, elegance is stinky tofu, a dish that makes many tourists run for the hills, but is revered by locals. Its smell is so strong that it can be recognized from across the street, yet those who overcome the initial shock become loyal devotees. In Beijing, tofu is deep-fried and drizzled with spicy garlic sauce, while in Hunan, it's steamed or baked to preserve its original flavor. If you want something more extreme, China also has insect cuisine, where any creature that crawls, flies, or slithers can end up on the dinner table. In Wangfujing Street, visitors can try fried scorpions, silkworms, or butter-roasted grasshoppers. Despite their intimidating appearance, they are considered the green protein of the future due to their high nutritional value and sustainable farming potential. Some startups in Beijing have even produced packaged insect snacks for export to Europe. And at the pinnacle of luxury is bird's nest porridge, a dish reserved for the upper class. Made from bird's nests harvested on Hainan Island, each bowl costs several $100s and is believed to improve skin and health. Along with that, Sichuan's spicy duck tongue became a signature snack in the South, with a crispy and chewy texture, a slightly fatty taste, and a numbing spiciness that tingles the tongue. Number 13. Lands buried in China. Hidden among the icy Alai Mountains in the far west of Xinjiang, the Valley of Death is one of Asia's most mysterious and terrifying locations. Winter temperatures often drop below 40 degrees Celsius, blizzards sweep through the area for months, and the road in is almost completely blocked by snow year-round. People say that for over a century, anyone who entered this valley never returned. Expedition teams were sent out but lost contact after only a few days. Some bodies were found in a strange condition. Their skin was scorched as if burned, but their clothes were intact. Recent geomagnetic measurements show that this area has a magnetic field that is tens of times higher than normal, strong enough to disrupt all navigation equipment. Scientists suspect that toxic gases from the ground, primarily hydrogen sulfide and methane, could escape as the geological strata shift, creating a suffocating atmosphere. But the people of Xinjiang believe something else, that this is where the spirits of ancient warriors still roam among the mountains, protecting the land from invaders. A local legend says that, on moonlit nights, if you stand at the edge of the valley, you can hear the sounds of galloping horses and battle cries echoing from afar. Regardless of the truth, no one has dared to venture more than 3 kilometers into the center of the valley, an area ominously known as the Devil's Triangle of China. More than 4,000 kilometers east of there, Shangshan Island in Zhejiang Province tells a contrasting story: the strong return of nature. Once a bustling fishing village home to hundreds of families, it has been deserted since the early 1990s when coastal fish stocks dwindled, leaving behind a desolate area. Just a few years later, nature reclaimed everything. Vines covered every house, green moss crept up the walls, and the old windows were now just empty frames amidst a sea of leaves. Ecologists found that the vegetation here grows 3 times faster than average due to high humidity and a special microclimate. Number 14. Cost of accommodation and travel in China. The cost of living in China clearly reflects the disparity between urban and inland areas. In Beijing or Shanghai, you'll need an average of $600–900 USD per month to rent a 1-bedroom apartment, while in mid-sized cities like Chengdu or Kunming, this price drops to around $400 USD. If you enjoy cooking, your food costs will be around $50 per month, while eating at a casual restaurant will only cost you $3,000 or $700 per meal. At local markets, fresh vegetables, noodles, tofu, and traditional spices are much cheaper than at supermarkets, allowing foreigners to save significantly. Regarding transportation, China has a subway network that is among the best in the world. For $5 to $20 per month, you can travel across the city by metro and bus. In Shanghai, the metro system operates until midnight with over 400 stations, connecting most residential areas and financial centers. Some areas are also implementing autonomous vehicles and solar charging stations for electric bicycles, demonstrating the ambition to green the city. The sports and entertainment life is also rich. Gyms, dance classes, or yoga are only $30–50 per month. Young people often gather at 24-hour shopping malls, which have movie theaters, cafes, and even mini sleeping areas for overnight guests. With reasonable costs, you can still maintain an active lifestyle without spending lavishly. On average, the total cost of living for one person in China ranges from $880–1,800 USD per month. If you know how to balance and choose the right city, you can absolutely live comfortably on just $1,000 USD while still enjoying a modern, safe, and opportunity-filled life. Number 15. Things to remember when traveling in China. One of the most famous tourist traps in China is the tea invitation scam, especially around Wangfujing, Beijing, or the Bund, Shanghai. There are usually 2 to 3 young people dressed neatly, speaking good English, approaching you and inviting you to enjoy art tea together. The conversation was lighthearted. They talked about Chinese culture and invited you to taste traditional teas. Everything was perfect until the bill reached several $100s. If you expressed disagreement, security might appear immediately. Some tourists even shared that they had to swipe their cards before being allowed to leave the tea room. The only way to avoid this is to politely decline or only participate in tours that are clearly certified through the hotel. China also surprises many tourists because it doesn't use cash. From supermarkets to street vendors, all payments are made via QR. Some cafes, taxis, or train stations completely refuse cash. Therefore, you need to prepare WeChat Pay or Alipay that supports international cards, or pay in advance through the booking app. Don't forget to take a picture of the receipt and booking code because the internet is sometimes blocked, preventing you from accessing your e-wallet. At Beijing and Shanghai airports, many tourists also encounter fake taxis, soliciting right at the exit. These vehicles have no speedometers, no official license plates, and often charge several times the normal price. The safest way is to follow the taxi line at the station or book a car through an app like Didi, similar to Uber. Ask the hotel to write down the address in Chinese beforehand and request a receipt before getting in the car. With these few small tips, your trip will be both safe and enjoyable, truly in the spirit of exploration, without worrying about falling into traps along the way. Our journey has just passed through 15 facts that will surprise anyone about China. If you like this content, please like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you don't miss new episodes every week. Comment with the most wow fact and why. The information in the video is for reference only. Please cross-reference it with official sources before planning your trip.